Welcome back to JERALYN Caperina, Bible Verse Study, with Moral Lesson Learn. The parable of the prodigal son is one of the parables of Jesus in the Bible, appearing in Luke 15 verse 11 to 32.
The parable of the lost son.
There was a man who had two sons.
The younger one said to their father, "Father, give me my share of the estate." So he divided the property between them. Not long after that, the younger son got together all he had, set off for a distant county, and there squandered her wealth in wild living. After he had spent everything, there was a severe famine in that whole country, and he began to be in need. So he went and hired himself out to a citizen of the country, who sent him to her fields to feed pigs. He longed to fill her stomach with the pods that the pigs were eating, but no one gave him anything. When he came to her senses, he said, "How many of my father's hired servants have food to spare, and here I am starving to death? I will set out and go back to my father and say to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants.' So he got up and went to her father. But while he was still a long way off, her father saw him and was filled with compassion for him. He ran to her son, threw her arms around and kissed him. The son said to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son.' But the father said to her servants, 'Quick, bring the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on her finger and sandals on her feet. Bring the fattened calf and kill it. Let's have a feast and celebrate. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found.' So they began to celebrate. Meanwhile, the older son was in the field. When he came near the house, he heard music and dancing. So he called one of his servants and asked him what was going on. 'Your brother has come,' he replied, 'and your father has killed the fattened calf, because he has him back safe and sound.' The older brother became angry and refused to go in. So her father went out and pleased with him. But he answered her father, 'Look, all these years I've been slaving for you and never disobeyed your orders. Yet you never gave me ever a young goat, so I could celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours who has squandered your property with prostitutes comes home, you kill the fattened calf for him.' 'My son,' the father said, 'you are always with me, and everything I have is yours. But we had to celebrate and be glad, because this brother of yours was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found.'
For you, who is among them is the prodigal son, the younger son, who sinned against his father, or the older brother, who never learned to appreciate what he have, until his younger brother came back. 3 lessons from the prodigal son. Which son we relate to may change depending on where we are in our Christian journey. At times, we may be seeking God in earnest and relate to the older son. Other times, we may have let the priorities of the world come between us and God, and we may relate more to the prodigal son. In any case, the parable speaks to all of us, no matter our perspective. 1. Look inside, the prodigal child. If you relate to the prodigal son, look inside. Find God dwelling there. See the beauty he knows is inside, even if it's hidden. See the worth he sees in you. Ask him for forgiveness and welcome him into your heart. He forgives you. The good child. If you truly are the good child, look no further than within your own heart. Are you happy with how the Father is treating you on a daily basis, by providing food and shelter, a job, a family? His unconditional love, comfort, and grace? I believe the answer would be yes for most people. God has given you all you need, and more. You are blessed. Be grateful for those gifts. Holding a grudge against the prodigal son accomplishes nothing more than putting a barrier between you and God. Besides, one day it will be you needing forgiveness, and you'll be thankful when he welcomes you back with open arms. 2. Know that he is waiting for you with open arms, the prodigal child. If you're the prodigal son, which we all are at some point due to our sin, be grateful for the unconditional love and forgiveness that will greet you when you come back home. Make a concerted effort to curb further disobedience or disrespect. The good child. No matter how close you currently are to God, rest assured that he loves you with a great love that's greater than we can even comprehend. When you fall, He'll be there to catch you. When you stray, and you probably will, He welcomes you back. His love for you is independent of any other relationship He has. You are all His. 3. It's only about you and God. Whether you relate to the prodigal child or the good child, the parable of the prodigal son is really about living your life between you and God and not worrying about keeping score with anyone else. Be thankful He's there for you when you follow Him and will always be there to welcome you back if you fail Him. Carry the lesson with you, wherever you are in your Christian journey, the lesson is the same. It's all about our personal relationship with God and recognizing that no matter our thoughts or actions, He loves us and welcomes us with open arms when we turn to Him. In the end, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway. Attributed to Mother Teresa, John 11:35. The main message, or the moral lesson, of the prodigal son is that it doesn't matter how far we stray from our Heavenly Father or how much we squander the gifts He provides, He is always delighted when we turn back to Him. His unconditional love is waiting for us to return home where He greets us with open arms. Every lost child, a sinner, meaning all of us, who is found, turns to God, is cause for the greatest celebration. The lesson is, to connect their own experiences, with wrongdoing and forgiveness to the Bible story about the prodigal son. The children will act out times of wrongdoing and forgiveness. Today's Bible story from JERALYN Caperina channel, about the prodigal son can help us, to everyone to consider God's unconditional love. The story of the prodigal son, symbolize of what Jesus told us, to show that God will accept any sinner who repents, no matter what they have done. The father in the story is meant to represent God, and the prodigal son is meant to represent a sinner, means everyone. Thank you so much, for always watching, YouTube channel, JERALYN Caperina. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. See you next time and have a great day ahead.